Death Note. Probably one of the most famous mangas ever created, and in fact, it's one of the most famous mangas, period, that's ever been written. But instead of reviewing these entireties, I'm just gonna talk about one single character from the entire series who I think deserves a little bit more of a spotlight. El Elite. And trying to figure out just how smart that L really is in the Death Note universe. According to the manga, L is so smart he figured out some of the world's hardest crimes, basically becoming Sherlock Holmes of the mangaverse. But if that's true, then how smart is this young man? Well, I'm gonna try to deduct just how smart that L really is in this episode of Lazy Universe. So, let's dive into the Black Book of Death and find out just how smart L really is. According to the wiki here, it says L is very intelligent and has diverse and language appearances to match his great power of deduction, and many question his viewing ability on him. L tends to second guess everything that he and is presented with, and is extremely malicious and antitactical. And if that's true, that does actually make sense. Let's take another example of this here. Take a look at Sherlock Holmes. He's a man that doesn't look like nothing, but apparently he's the smartest man in the universe, so it does actually measure up to something. L sort of has an Alfred character in it called Watari. Watari does everything that L needs him to do, and without question either, and in fact he's a pretty faithful and loyal friend to L. But he's not exactly what helps L be smart. Well, kind of, anyway. Because Watari does a lot for L. He brings laptops to people who need them, and I guess that he sort of hooks up everything for L, so essentially, yeah, he is Alfred. But except in Batman, Bruce Wayne mostly does all the things himself, so it's a little 50-50. But of course, L's intelligence really comes from who he is. So, as we discovered, he's already an intelligent character, which is fine. But let's take a more in-depth look into just how smart that he is. Again, let's refer to the wiki. Once again, looking at the wiki, it says here, when his status as a world-ready detective, Light is actually pretty sensitive and has a pretty sensitive pride and is afraid of ever being wrong. That is a shell shocker to the system. So does this mean that L's actually a liar and that he never solved these mysteries to begin with? Well, here's the thing. Looks like I'll have to explain a little bit of this, won't I? So, let's go. Just because L is sensitive doesn't exactly mean that he is not as smart as he says that he is. For example, I'm a sensitive person myself, but that doesn't mean whether I'm right or wrong all the time, because I'm always going to be 50-50. The same way for every detective, it's always going to be 50-50. But L has pretty much great deduction ideas and strategies behind everything that he does. Though L doesn't look like much in appearance, but as we already discussed, he does this to throw people off. He has a pretty deductive mindset, and in fact, he actually came pretty damn close to figuring out that Light was Kira to begin with at the very beginning of Death Note. That's something that no one else can really accomplish in this universe. Of course, Light threw him off by using Ryuk, but if Light never had Ryuk, L would have discovered him right from the get-go and would have told him that you are Akira and you must die. Yes, this young man could have solved the Death Note case from day one if Light never had Ryuk. Think about that for a minute, because that is what he could have done a long time ago. And when it came to the fake Kira, L automatically sort of figured it out right away and got her in just big ass freaking trouble. So again, L is pretty damn smart. He could have ended this days after he knew that that Kira was a thing within the world of Death Note. But because Light is just kind of crazy, or maybe a little bit smarter than L, he sort of outmatched him. So it really does kind of make sense. But then again, every world gritty detective always has their bright moment. So with that being said, could L have really figured out everything from the start and the get-go with all the technology that he has and all his advancements? Could he have done the whole Death Note solved case from the beginning? Well, my answer is this. L is a very smart young man, and we already know that. And the fact that he can deduct any case is pretty well overwhelming. The fact that he never wants to be wrong is also just a little bit more pressure onto his character. But besides that, he makes it worth his while, and he does what he needs to in order to become the greatest detective that he is in the Death Note universe. So with the proper attire, I wouldn't doubt that L would have figured out the Kira case from the very start. But would Death Note end there if that ever happened? In my opinion, no. Because you can make Death Note about a lot of people who have Death Notes without using Ryuk in it, and actually have L the main character and solving cases. It would be almost like the Saw movies, an example, but it would be L figuring out the crimes and trying to figure out exactly what he did, what the killer did, and what he should do to find out about them. And again, since he's pretty damn smart, it would be a pretty interesting series. And no, I'm sorry, L Change the World, the spin-off manga, doesn't count in this situation because. And for a guy who's pretty much smarter than bat nipples over here, that's actually saying a lot. Yeah, I do believe that L is just a little bit smarter than Batman when it comes to most cases. Hey, listen, Batsy, no need to get angry at me. You can chill out. We'll talk about you in some other time. Yes, but again, there's no doubt to me that L is actually really smarter than people put him out to be, and he does seem like the smartest young man in the creek. So, there you have it. I think that L would be smart enough to solve this crime from the beginning. Plus, he probably would have been smart enough to figure out the whole dang Death Note series from the very beginning, including Kira. So it's never without a doubt that anyone should doubt the smartness of the young man. Of course, even though if he's sensitive and doesn't really want to be figured out too soon, I guess you could say, I guess you could still point him out as being the smartest young man that the world has to offer. I mean, definitely smarter than Conan and Egawa, that's kind of saying much. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, you can be sure to let me know. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here and off to do something I've always wanted to do. For example, I'm gonna try to figure out why the hell did they do this to L in the Netflix series. Well, time to call a hit on somebody. But thank you everybody so much for watching.